Hello, I'm Kelly Fitzpatrick. I'm a peer support specialist educator, and I'm also a counselor, and I'm a mental health clinician. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Barbara Lewton. I'm a peer support specialist here in Seaside. Thank you.
And Barbara is not just my friend. Barbara has been mentoring me for more than a dozen years. And then Barbara decided to become a professional peer, and she ended up taking my certified recovery mentor class, peer support specialist adult addictions class. And now she has a wonderful career out here at the beach.
My favorite job ever. Thank you to
Okay.
Kelly.
No, thanks to you. We work with the same population of folks, except mine are in Portland and hers are out here on the coast. And what was the next thing I wanted to say? Oh, you'll have to excuse me. I'm in recovery from a concussion, so I'm using a little bit of props here. The thing I wanted to review for this first video of 2, this is video 1, is I want to make sure that we are all on the same page about being gentle and direct. We don't want to beat around the bush, but we want to sit next to people instead of power over people. We want to make sure that we engage with empathy, that we always lead with empathy, but at the same time, we have good boundaries. And in order to have good boundaries, we have to be really clear with the people exactly what the expectations are of the program, and to be able to meet them where they're at within those parameters of those boundaries. We want to be able to be consistent so that we can build some trust that their expectations are really clear, that we're going to treat everybody the same, that there's nobody that gets special treatment because I really like Barbara, or, that other person really annoys me and I don't have the energy for them today. We want to steer clear of that, and yes, be transparent about who we are and how we're feeling, but we don't have to be making decisions and base our behavior on our feelings and opinions about other people. We want to be aware of the universal trauma precaution, which means that we understand that anybody that we're talking with might be in active trauma response right now. Anybody, staff, community partners, or our guests. And when someone seems really stuck, we start with education. And that way it's not personal, and we move on to the true facts of the situation, gentle and direct. And we'll do a couple of scripts, and then we'll do another set of videos for the second scenario. So in this scenario, Barbara is the guest, and I am the mentor, and she's at the end of her 2-year stay. Barbara's using in her tiny home, right?
Yes, I am.
And I'm not real comfortable talking to her about it. I don't really know the language to use. I don't know much about it as the mentor. And I'm feeling like it's all personal when I get a response from her. So that's our starting point. So I'm going to start again. Here we go. Hey, Barbara. I see you got some tea.
Yes. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, do you have a minute to talk?
Yeah, just a few minutes.
Okay, so we'll keep it quick. Do you mind if we talk about some difficult stuff? Is that all right?
I suppose.
Okay. I've noticed that you've been really working hard on some stuff, and I really appreciate the work that you're doing. It's hard stuff that you've been working on, especially with your relationship with your ex and not feeling safe. And I'm really glad that you feel safe here and that your ex doesn't know where you are. We've been able to really meet your needs in that way. But I have some concerns, and I'm wondering if this is okay to talk about it. Maybe we just talk about it for a little bit right now, and we can come back later again. But I really want to hear your perspective of this. So what I've noticed is that you tend to stay inside your home, and I don't really know exactly what that's about. I have my suspicions that maybe you're struggling with something that we haven't talked about. I'm wondering, if I give you my perspective, would you then be willing to talk to me about your perspective about what we're looking at?
I suppose.
I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. How about if you tell me what you think is going on? What's your biggest priority right now? What's your biggest need? And how can we get you there? And I'll just kind of sit and pay attention to what you have to say.
Okay. My biggest priority is to continue having housing. I want to stay here. I really
Remember
like it
that
here.
this isn't housing. Remember this is a temporary shelter.
But it feels like it's a safe house that I could stay at for a while.
I'm glad that you feel safe. I'm glad that this feels like a really safe spot for you. Have you thought about what your next step is? I mean, we've
Not
kind of
really.
talked about it.
Not much.
So if you could imagine one big thing that would be better, how would you get there? And what would that big thing be? What's your greatest wish for the next
Get a car.
3 months? Okay, get a car. That might happen once you get a job and you're settled and you have a place to park.
Yeah.
But let's kind of bring in the timeline even closer.
Okay.
So if you were to look at what you want to accomplish in the next month, remember your time is getting really short here as our guest. We're really glad to have you.
Maybe a job.
A job? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of job are you thinking about? What would you like to do? What cranks your heart open? Or a survival job that'll get you there in the long run?
I'd like to do DoorDash, but I don't have a way to transport myself. Yeah.
So that would be a really
Yeah.
good job to get as soon as you can afford a car.
Right.
So maybe that's not the first job. Maybe you
Probably
need a
not.
survival job first.
What do you mean survival job? What is
A
that?
job that would just kind of get you used to having a job again, having a boss again. I used to joke about being emotionally unemployable because nobody tells me what to do, right? How do you do with a boss telling you what to do?
Not well. Not well.
Okay, so if you were to have a job, what would be a job that you could do pretty quick?
Well, I hear they're hiring at the mall down the street.
Okay, okay.
There's a shoe store there, and then there's a kids store.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you like about those jobs?
Well, I like talking to people and helping them find stuff. You know, I think that'd be kind of fun. I think I might like doing something like that.
Sounds like you'd be really good at that. I've noticed that when we have our village meetings, that you're one of those people that really encourages other people who are quiet to kind of step forward. And you seem to have some kindness in the way you talk with them. It sounds like that
Thank
would be
you.
a good match. You're welcome.
Yeah, that'd be something to try.
So what is the biggest thing that gets in the way of doing that? I've noticed you don't leave your little tiny shelter.
I love it here so much.
So what do you
know?
what do you
I
think
feel safe here.
what do you think is getting in the way of you getting the job and leaving your
Walking
your spot.
outside.
walking outside?
I guess I just guess I'm scared.
You're scared of getting
I'm
what?
scared of getting fired.
Getting fired.
And I don't even have the job yet.
Okay. So would you be able to can I ask you some specific questions about that? Let's kind of
Okay.
look at that. So you've kind of talked about what you'd like about the job. How difficult would it be for you to pass an interview? Do you need to practice an interview?
Probably. That wouldn't hurt.
Okay. Would it help to get you involved in a workforce program where they would help with your resume and help with
Ooh.
practice interviews?
Yeah. That would be
Okay.
cool.
So that's some resources.
Yeah.
Now, this is a hard question. What happens if they want to do a drug screening? What would that look like?
Not good.
Not good? So, what can we do to prepare for that? What kind of help do you want with that?
Wow. I've tried doing it myself.
You have?
And it just, I can't get ahead of it.
You can't get ahead of it?
No. It's really depressing.
Oh.
Feels like it owns me.
So you really can't do it alone, huh?
No, I don't think so.
And it makes you really depressed.
But I'd really rather do it alone.
Why would you rather do it alone?
I'd rather do everything alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
So at what point is it being alone? And what point is it flipping over into isolation?
I don't know. I just feel better when I'm alone.
Okay.
What's that saying? It isn't that I don't like people, I just feel better when they're not around.
Okay. Okay. I hear you. So what would be the shift that maybe you could consider? What would be the shift that would convince you or help you decide, and this would not be me deciding, this would be, at what point would you think you might be ready to go to detox, for example? Do you know what that would look like? I mean, I'm not
I've
saying
been
you
to
have to
detox.
go. You've been to detox. Was it ever a good experience? Did it work for you ever?
Yeah, it did. It did. It's just not fun. And there's so many people around asking you questions all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miserable people too.
Okay.
You know, that are there just like me.
Yeah.
It's not fun. But you're right, I probably need to look at that. It's probably the best way out.
You want to
feels
keep.
like it has me.
It has you.
Yeah.
It's not letting go of you.
Mm-mm.
So doing it by yourself, how has that been going?
Great. But if I want to get clean, not so great.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you really like using,
Yeah.
and you're gonna miss it.
I am. I like the escape.
Uh-huh.
That kind of go on a little voyage.
Look at how you're lighting up. What makes you really excited about getting a job, getting a car? What cranks your heart open? What is it you
That's
forgot
a
you
whole
wanted
nother
to
side.
do?
And the escaping side that I'm in now
Yeah.
versus the real life side. You know, getting a job, put the hat on, be a member of society.
Oh.
I kind of like checking out, Kelly.
Yeah. Who wants to be a citizen, right?
Right. Right. You get it.
Yeah.
You get
Well,
it.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that you're talking about, I haven't been with everything you've gone through because this is your experience, your life, and you're the
That's true.
grown up. I'm not making these
That's
decisions for you.
And I don't feel like a grown up. I feel still like an adolescent, teenager. You know, rebellious. You can't make me.
Well, I'm not trying to make you. But you know what they say is that sometimes our emotional growth stops at the age we started using and drinking.
Yeah, and that was
I know.
my teenage years.
That was your teenage years. So how old do you think you really are emotionally?
15.
15. So when you were 15, what did you really look forward to being? You didn't want to be a drug addict at 15, did you?
No.
No. So what was that dream of what you really wanted to
I
do?
wanted to be a veterinarian.
Oh, so you like animals and you like helping. Ah.
Yeah.
Have you thought about things that would crank your heart open in that direction?
Just
Pretty
being with
soon.
animals.
Have you thought about what it would take to, say, work at an animal refuge or working at a
vet's office.
shelter or vet's office? Yeah. I know that a lot of the unpleasant jobs are often the jobs people don't want, but it's really being with the animals. You know, sometimes you'll find that all of those places You might have a job where you're cleaning the cages
Mm-hmm.
and you're being with the animals and you're making their atmosphere better. What does that sound like to you?
That feels good, Kelly.
Oh, can I touch you?
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you, Kelly.
oh. So that's the piece
You
that
get
cranks
me.
your heart open.
Mhm.
Okay. Would you like to work towards that?
I would.
And does it sound like the using gets in the way of that?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
So what would you like to do as your next step?
I don't know. You're working me really fast.
Okay, well, we can take a break and come back later. We don't have to figure this all out today. We got to a really good starting spot of where we might want to pick up next time.
Okay.
Okay? So in the meantime, I'm really kind of concerned. Thank you so much for telling me about your use.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we have Narcan on site.
Yeah.
Would you like some Narcan?
I have some.
You have some. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I'm glad that we talked about this. Thank you so much for telling me
Sure.
about this. So what I think we've talked about so far is that you might be ready for some change.
Yeah.
You are?
It's time.
Okay.
Maybe
And
it's time.
And then I think
I'll say maybe.
maybe.
Not for sure.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, one step forward, half a step back.
Okay.
All right? And then
Okay.
2 steps forward. Maybe another step back.
Let's just start with the first one.
But we'll start with the baby steps. That's it. And I'll walk you through
Cheers.
with each of this. Thank you so much, Barbara. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that is Kelly number 1, working
Okay.
with Barbara. All right. New scenario.
New scenario.
Here we go.
Okay. It's this. Am I the same person?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Barbara's the same person. Hey, Barbara. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Sitting here, talking to you.
Do you know why I'm here?
No. I think I got to go to the bathroom.
No, just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. The thing is, we got to talk. You know that you're in trouble, right?
No.
You're at the end of your time almost, and you're going to be moving on if you don't stop whatever you're doing. Oh, wait a second. Ethel, be quiet. Ethel's over there yelling. You know about Ethel. She's got to leave that man.
Hmm.
He hit her again, you know.
Oh yeah, she told me.
Well, he's a real bad dude, and I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of the whole darn thing. Anyway, so Barbara, do you understand that you got to find an apartment? Have you done anything on our goals list that we talked about last week?
I don't know.
Do you remember what was on the goals list?
No.
You were supposed to come to me, and I was going to do a 3-way call with you to your housing case manager. But I never heard from you, and I don't know why, and I'm not happy about it.
Okay.
Have you made those calls yourself?
No.
Okay, so you're supposed to call me so I can help you get a hold of your housing case manager. Have you talked to your housing case manager?
No.
Have you made any appointments for
No.
seeing an apartment?
No.
Have you gotten any funding through your
I need to go
housing
to the
case manager?
bathroom.
Just wait a minute. We're almost done here. So this is the list of the goals that we came up with, and you agreed to them, and you signed them.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're doing? How's that working for you?
Good.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll go through the list and do what I need to do.
All right. I just need to let you know this isn't working for me, and I'm really unhappy with your behavior. And I don't know what the heck you're doing in your house. Are you a substance abuser?
Me? Why would you think such a thing?
because you're always in there, and then you come out and you're acting like you're loaded all the time.
Well,
And
I'm
then you
passing
give
the
me
test.
crap. But I ask you about it.
I'm passing the test when they ask me to UA.
Are you using a Wizinator?
I don't even know what that is.
Are you buying your urine from somebody else? Are you going and getting that stuff you put in? What are you doing? Because not all of them are clean. Some of them are dirty. And I think that makes you dirty.
I'll leave.
We just want
what
you
you want
to
me to do, I'll
move your,
leave.
you want to leave?
You
How
don't want me
about
here, I'll
how about
leave.
you just obey the rules, do everything we tell you to do, and then you can get an apartment, and then you'll be on your way.
Then I'll be on my own. I don't have to do UAs anymore.
No.
How much are the apartments?
They're $750 for a small studio.
A month?
$750 a month. It's not even a studio, it's just kind of a room. And that's the cheapest that we can find.
Wow.
But you need a job. And so we've lined up a job at Taco Bell for you. I know you don't like people. I know you're really sensitive to having to work with customers, but we've got to deal with Taco Bell, and we can get you that job.
What
And
does
it's
it
fine.
pay?
It pays minimum wage,
Okay.
but you'll have to work full time
Full time?
immediately in order to be able to do this. But
Okay.
we'll get you started.
Okay.
So you're going to obey the rules this time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Done.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, would you rather work with Kelly number 2 or Kelly number 1?
Well, Kelly number 1 was really sweet. I liked her. She listened to me. She understood me. Where Kelly number 2 was really a bitch. Should I rephrase that?
That's gentle and direct. Okay. Thank you very much. This is the end of the first video.
Okay. I can't believe